Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oyundi Fulipelani Ma Shapa Wanayana Wamuvenda. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a veteran in this channel, welcome back for yet another exciting episode of Risk Money and Insurance. And so today I won't waste time. I'm hoping not to waste time. So today we are talking, medical aids. Because wowza. Like, I'm just gonna be giving you guys my thoughts on medical aid, and honestly this is based on my experience in South Africa. So I'm solely focusing on medical aids in South Africa. And for those who are not working, or those who haven't started working, let me just say, when you look at your pay slip, don't even consider your gross salary. I feel like gross salary is overrated. It's a scam. It's something you shouldn't even recognize because gross salary, SARS will be coming at you with some taxation. It will tell your money, and then there'll be pension. It will tell your money, which I highly recommend that make provisions for your pension. And then the last one will be medical aid, because we don't consider UIF. UIF is like 140 something rent, so that's nothing. That's okay. But then medical aid, tax, pension, whew. Yeah, no, those ones are like, they're major. They make a difference, because now you look at your gross and you look at your net, you're like, it's a scam. The whole thing, Jay, is a scam. It's a scam. You shouldn't, when you said you will pay me, you should have just given me my net salary, not my gross. But anyways, so medical aids, I'm just gonna be giving like my thoughts on medical aid, because it was actually a conversation I had with people in my circle. Normally it's people on my WhatsApp, and people are just expressing how expensive medical aids are. And to be quite honest, if you're going to get a cover that literally it's comprehensive, it covers everything, then yeah, it's gonna be really expensive. And by expensive, I mean it'll be close to 2,000 rands. Honestly, it'll be close to 2,000 rands. I know for other people they pay like ridiculous amount, 3,000 or something, or even above that. And to be quite honest, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. And one of the points that someone actually raised was the fact that they really get sick, so they don't understand why they have to actually pay for the medical aid. And I think the unfortunate part is that, or the fortunate part, depending on how you look at it, is that in South Africa, employers are actually they are actually required to actually provide medical aid for their employees, whether directly or indirectly. But it's part of our law. We need to ensure that the people we employ actually have some cover, some sort of medical cover, regardless. So it will be irresponsible for your employer to not give you medical aid, number one, because, well, what happens when you actually fall sick and you can't pay your medical bills? And which, I did a lot of thinking about it, like, oh my gosh, this thing is such pain. It's pain, to see the money going every single month, and I really consult doctors. I do it like once in a while, but sometimes I'm doing it because I'm just like, yeah, no, girl, you have medical aid. Just go get this thing checked out. And to be quite honest, you're just like, yo, but we are paying so much though. Like, this is a lot. And honestly, in as much as we may complain that medical aids are expensive, which they are, I'm not denying, but then just look at the health system in South Africa, to be quite honest. If you don't have a medical aid and you just want to try out things, or maybe you do have a medical aid and you want to see how bad things can get, try to go to a government clinic or government hospital. Tell me your experience with the long queues, Tell me your experience with the long queues, or we don't have medicine. I remember there was a time where they didn't have Panado for a while. Go just get that experience, and then come back to tell me if you still want to, cut out your medical aid, because at the end of the day, to be quite honest, our health system is not great. Like, let's just put it out there. It's not great. It's overwhelmed. There is too much demand, and then we don't have enough supply to match up with the demand. So with a medical aid, at least you get to access, better quality healthcare, which you wouldn't have otherwise, because a consultation with a doctor for less than 15 minutes, it's like 600, 700 rands, Imagine now if you were to actually have an operation, if it's cancer, it's even worse. 500,000 to like 2 point something million, for just an operation or for just like medication and whatever. And I think at the end of the day, the reason why I still stick to my medical aid is the fact that I know if I were to need a major operation, or I were to need certain treatments, I wouldn't be able to pay all of that out of my pocket. Like, it's one thing to go for, a consultation and pay 600 rands, but it's another thing when I have to pop out 500,000. Where will I get 500,000, So, and also that's like another reason why, you find like other people are in debt as well, because medical bills are a thing. And to be quite honest, they increase exponentially within, a few days of just staying in hospital, or a few days of being in a coma. You're paying more than 100K. That's ridiculous, to be quite honest. And even though at the end of the day, the goal is to have a health system that is able to cater for everyone, we just need to accept the fact that we are not yet there. Like, that is a fact. We are not yet there as a country. So it's one reason why I keep my medical aid, to be like, I know this thing is like expensive, it's chowing my money, and I'm the only person covered, but still, like, I'm paying so much, because at the end of the day, we want, on a rainy day, you want to have access to, a better health facility, because you just don't know. That's the thing with insurance and the thing with risk. You never know when you're going to need that cover, because that's the whole point of insurance. We are covering you because we don't know and you don't know, but we're just saying on a day that you do need this cover, you must be ready. So I'd say I'll just give tips, man, on how maybe we can try to save on medical aid. So for example, throughout varsity, I was part of my mom's medical aid, and then when I finished, they kicked me out. So one way to actually save on that, on medical aid, is to remain in that medical aid, your parents' medical aid, as an independent, member, as an independent member, and then you give your parents money. That is a bit cheaper compared to you now having your own cover, right? So that's like one thing that you can try to do. Or if you have a spouse or somebody, instead of like you guys using separate medical aids, but then of course you need to consider like which one is better, which one covers, more things, and then go to that one. Because at the end of the day, what's the point of you saying, oh, I'm saving 300 rands on my medical aid, but then your medical aid only covers, like hospital stay. It doesn't cover all the other things like operations, or like if you need to go to therapy or whatever. So those are some of the benefits you should consider, because I think in as much as we want to save like every last cent that we have, what's the point of paying for hospital stay, whereas there could be other reasons, or other situations that may arise that might need you to actually, use your medical aid, but then they'll be like, oh fam, this medical aid doesn't cover, what you're asking for. It doesn't cover certain treatments, for example. So it's quite important that in as much as we're trying to save, let's consider the benefits, of the medical aid, like what's covered and what's not covered. And a good way is to just give them a call, write them an email, ask like, yo, I'm thinking of doing this and this, or like, okay, I see this medical aid, but what is covered and what is not covered? Because at the end of the day, you want to know what you're buying into. This is, your life we're talking about here. This is the well-being of your family that we are talking about. So it's one of those things that you have to consider. And also, like, yeah, do take your time to shop around. You know, there are a couple of them, you know, there are a lot of medical aids. Do take your time to shop around, and also, you know, try to find the best one for you, because it's a personal decision. You know, if you are, you know, you're on the healthy lifestyle, you know, track and all of that, then you might have consider like getting a medical aid that actually rewards you for living healthy, you know, Discovery, for example, or whatever. You know, try to make sure that whatever you do, you try to save, but at the same time save knowing that you've applied for the right cover, and also knowing that, you know, you are also getting something in that relationship. You know, you're getting, you know, your dental, you know, checks, or you can go wash your teeth, you know, twice a year and things like that. So those are the things that you need to consider at the end of the day. I understand medical aid is expensive, but is it worth you keeping it? I'd say from my point of view, it is worth keeping it. Imagine if you need surgery like now. That's what you should be asking yourself. Will I be able to pay? You know, things like that. And also, am I using the right cover for me? What is covered and what is not covered? It's some of the things that you must consider. So I did promise we'll keep this one short and sweet. So thank you so much for watching until this point. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah. Oh, bye.